Beloved souls, this communication is intended for you. Do you genuinely grasp the strength of the Divine's safeguarding presence in your existence? Those who conspire against you shall not evade the grasp of celestial retribution. They may have conspired. They might have approached the brink of triumph, but behold the truth. Their downfall was not a mere twist of fate. It was the touch of the celestial at play, and now those who ventured beyond the sacred boundary are encountering repercussions they never anticipated. Before we embark on this journey, I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you who has uplifted this channel, particularly through your generous super thanks. Your compassion and belief enable the sharing of these profound insights with all of humanity. If this resonates with your spirit, leave 999 in the comments as a testament to your faith in the divine timing and unparalleled justice. Now, envision this: as your adversaries toiled in their schemes, crafting obstacles and laying traps, they remained blissfully unaware that they were orchestrating their own demise. As the wisdom of ancient texts teaches, those who set traps for others may find themselves ensnared. Should one cast a stone, it shall return to them in due course. What unfolds when their own snares recoil with an inescapable might? What unfolds when the Almighty not only thwarts their assaults, but also turns their own plots against them to reveal their true nature? The time of judgment has arrived. For some, it is a sacred journey. For some, it is a tangible reality. Confinement, tarnished legacies, and societal shame. The Almighty is orchestrating the narrative for their demise. And the most wondrous aspect, your efforts were unnecessary. Are you prepared to reveal the celestial design of a justice so immediate, so deep, it instills fear in those who oppose you? Let us explore this profound reality with greater depth. The appointed ones of the Almighty find themselves facing imprisonment. They could not extinguish your existence, yet the Almighty holds the power to claim theirs. 1. The misjudgment of strength. Have you ever sensed that the universe conspired to challenge your path? Much like the individuals in your midst, those wielding authority, wealth, or control were tirelessly striving to witness your downfall. And yet, here you are, unwavering, even when the weight of the world sought to bring you down. Have you ever taken a moment to reflect on the deeper questions of existence? It is not mere chance. It is, by divine design, you have been selected for a sacred purpose. To be selected is more than mere designation. It is a sacred summons, accompanied by an unseen protection, a shield so formidable that even the shadows quiver in its presence. But behold, there lies a twist. Your adversaries remain oblivious to it. They gaze upon you, perceiving a fragility, a softness that invites their intent to harm. What is the reason behind this? For they assess power through the lens of earthly criteria, wealth, relationships, and strength. They overlook a fundamental reality. No mortal endeavor can alter the divine will that has been set forth. Do you recall the ruler in the sacred tale of Exodus? He believed that his realm, his riches, and his forces were sufficient to challenge the divine decree to liberate the Israelites. What transpired? Every affliction that befell Egypt served a purpose beyond mere retribution. It was a proclamation that the might of the Almighty prevails above all. The Pharaoh was convinced he was in conflict with Moses, yet, in truth, he was engaged in a struggle against the supreme being of the universe. For this purpose, I have elevated you to reveal my might, that my name may be declared throughout the world. Reflect upon your own existence. How often have you encountered individuals who failed to recognize your true potential? How frequently have they sought to wield their power or cunning to divert your path? And yet, their divine intentions faltered. What is the reason behind this? Your struggles are not waged with earthly arms. The tools we wield in our struggle are not those of this earthly realm. On the contrary, they possess celestial strength to dismantle fortresses. 2 Corinthians 10.4. In moments when you decide against vengeance, when you maintain your composure amidst hostility, what do you believe your adversaries see in you? They misinterpret your quietude as capitulation, your tranquility as frailty. Allow me to share the profound truth with you. They are treading directly into a celestial snare, much like the figure in the tale of Esther, who constructed a means for his own demise. They are unwittingly forging the instruments of their own ruin. Have you not encountered this previously? Those who conspire against you often encounter repercussions that far exceed anything you could have devised on your own. What is the reason behind this? For the Almighty stands in your defense. The Almighty shall stand in your defense. Embrace the silence within. Reflect on the tale of David and Goliath as you consider Exodus 14:14. Do you believe that those who opposed David regarded him with the gravity he deserved? A youthful soul, unadorned by armor or weaponry, armed only with a simple sling and a handful of stones, they rejoiced in mirth. Goliath derided him. Yet what words did David utter? You approach me armed with a sword, a spear, and a javelin, yet I stand before you in the name of the Almighty. 1 Samuel 17:45. David possessed a profound understanding that eluded his adversary. The conflict transcended mere might or armaments. It was about those who stood in his defense. Do you perceive a similar pattern unfolding in your existence? Have you observed the frequent unraveling of your adversary's schemes? How their strength appears to dissipate just when they believe they have triumphed. This is not by chance. It is the will of the cosmos. The divine presence is not merely an observer from afar. He is diligently laboring for your benefit. As your adversaries conspire, strategize, and amass their assets, each action they undertake is being observed and documented by the celestial realm. Do you believe the Almighty is oblivious to their true motives? Negative. He allows them to face the outcomes of their own choices. Their hubris obscures their understanding that they are not contending with you, they are opposing him. In moments of adversity, how should one respond? Is it wise to seek vengeance? Is it your duty to stand up for yourself? Negative. Remain in place. Have faith in the Almighty, who has triumphed over all challenges. Allow me to pose one final inquiry. Do you genuinely hold this belief? Do you have faith that the one who summoned you possesses the strength to safeguard you? For in that understanding lies the truth that no miscalculation of strength, no adversary, no scheme, no might can ever prevail against you. You have been selected for a sacred purpose. You are shielded by a higher power, and no force devised against you shall ever succeed. 2. But the sacred cycle of return. There exists a profound principle in the cosmos, one that operates with both accuracy and certainty. What is dispatched comes back magnified. When malice is schemed against the anointed, against you, it resembles a boomerang hurled with wild abandon. The one who casts may experience a surge of strength in that instant, believing they have seized the advantage, yet they remain unaware that each of their actions is intricately weaving the tapestry of their own demise. This is not the result of cosmic balance, It is the will of the cosmos, purposeful and intentional. Have you ever pondered why certain plots against you appear to unravel effortlessly, as if guided by an unseen hand? The narrative of Joseph in Genesis exemplifies this profound truth with grace. His brothers, consumed by jealousy, cast him into bondage, believing they had forever severed their ties with him, yet every action they took against him only fulfilled a higher purpose. Through trials and tribulations, Joseph ascended to greatness, ultimately finding himself in a position where those who once wronged him were compelled to show him reverence. Your intentions may have been to bring harm, yet a higher purpose transformed it into something good, leading to the preservation of countless lives. Genesis 50:20 reveals the profound truth that even in the bleakest times, there lies the potential for transformation, guiding you toward your true calling. The same guiding principle resonates throughout your existence. Those who plot in shadows, weaving falsehoods and laying snares, are crafting their own demise, destined to stumble into the very traps they have set. This is not a matter of seeking vengeance on your behalf. Indeed, the anointed require no effort at all. Your silence holds a strength beyond any reply, as it permits celestial energies to operate unhindered. The Almighty shall battle on your behalf. Embrace the quiet within. Exodus 14:14. Does it ever seem that your quietude is perceived as frailty? Behold the tale of David and Saul. In the face of relentless pursuit and injustice, David remains steadfast, choosing not to retaliate even when the chance presented itself. He recognized that retribution is the domain of the Almighty. Refrain from seeking vengeance, beloved companions, but instead allow space for the divine retribution, for it is declared, "Vengeance belongs to the Almighty. I shall render justice," declares the Almighty. Romans 12:19. David's restraint was not a sign of weakness. It was profound understanding, grounded in the awareness that the divine order surpasses any endeavor of humanity. Have you ever contemplated that refraining from vengeance might be a profound expression of belief? Reflect upon Haman in the narrative of Esther, who conspired to annihilate Mordecai and the Jewish nation. In his hubris, he constructed gallows, certain of his design. Ultimately, it was Haman who met his fate upon the very gallows he had constructed. This is a divine orchestration. It embodies the exactness of celestial fairness. Have you ever reflected on instances in your life where the malice aimed at you appeared to rebound upon the perpetrator? When the cycle of their deeds comes full circle, it does not merely return the injury they sought to inflict. It elevates it to a higher realm. It pierces their very essence, touching upon their deepest fragility, their standing, their connections, their aspirations, or even their liberty. Their bewilderment and urgency stem from a grand design beyond their understanding. Isn't it comforting to realize that every plot devised against you is already seen by a higher power? As their schemes fall apart, you, the anointed, ascend ever higher. Every effort to bring you down only drives you nearer to the divine calling that awaits you. The more they strive, the swifter they hasten their own demise. This is why stillness can be the most profound reply. It is not a state of inaction, it is faith. Have faith that the one who summoned you is also the one who shields you. What if the challenges you face now are merely the stepping stones leading you to the triumph that has been divinely destined for you? The teaching is unmistakable. Those who seek to harm a soul, shielded by celestial grace, are, in truth, inviting ruin upon their own path. What is dispatched shall inevitably come back, magnified and unavoidable. Thus, remain steadfast. May your tranquility stand firm, for no force crafted against you shall prevail. You have been selected, and no scheme directed at you can succeed beneath the authority of celestial fairness. Free from self-importance leads to their ruin. Have you observed how frequently pride leads to one's downfall? The self is a force of great strength, yet it can lead to ruin if not tempered with wisdom. For those who oppose the anointed, their pride transforms into their most profound vulnerability. They exist in a realm of false belief, convinced that their influence, rank, or affiliations render them beyond the reach of consequence. This overblown self-assurance compels them to venture into realms they ought to have never dared to tread. Hubris precedes downfall. A prideful heart precedes a downfall. Proverbs 16:18. What gives them such a sense of invulnerability? Self-importance obscures their vision of the greater truth. It leads them to believe they hold the reins, yet they remain blind to the hidden influences shaping the existence of one who is destined for a greater purpose. Your journey is guided with purpose. They are led by celestial design. In times of challenge or fragility, you are being prepared for a higher purpose. Yet the adversaries remain blind to this truth. They perceive your struggles as indications of frailty, believing you are a vulnerable mark. Do you recall the hubris of the ruler in the tale of Moses? His pride led him to think he could challenge the Almighty. Even as the land of Egypt fell apart, besieged by one calamity after another, every act of rebellion hastened his inevitable demise. His might, once believed to be invulnerable, was taken from him as the divine will unfolded. This is the snare of self-importance. It obscures the truth and compels individuals to extend beyond their limits. The Supreme Being has a time prepared for all who are arrogant and high-minded, for all that is elevated, and they shall be brought low. How often have you witnessed the weight of arrogance lead an individual to choices from which they could never return? The adversaries of the anointed continually succumb to this snare. Their hubris drives them to unleash greater force, to deceive, to distort the truth, and to launch unbridled assaults. They perceive your serenity and misinterpret it as surrender. They remain unaware that their own pride is guiding them toward their inevitable downfall. It leads them to believe they hold the reins of destiny, yet they are entering a battle that has already been decided against them. What is truly captivating is that a response is not even necessary. Your silence transcends mere restraint. It embodies profound wisdom. When arrogance arrives, it brings shame. Yet through modesty, true understanding is gained. Proverbs 11:2. Sacred justice not only rectifies, but also brings humility. And when it advances, it unravels the very essence of the adversary's stronghold. The Almighty elevates the meek. He brings the malevolent low. Psalm 147:6. What transpires when the strength they depended upon vanishes? When those they held dear turn their backs upon them? When their meticulously constructed facade starts to fracture beneath the burden of their own hubris? The irony is unmistakable. They thought their pride empowered them, yet it was the very force that rendered them vulnerable. Envision the giant, towering and formidable, deriding the young shepherd with his immense stature and power. His unwavering assurance obscured the truth that his downfall was already destined. Goliath's downfall was not merely due to a stone. It was his arrogance that blinded him to the divine strength flowing through David. The Almighty stands against the arrogant, yet bestows grace upon the meek. In the end, the adversaries find themselves shattered, confronted solely by the understanding that their imagined power was the very source of their downfall. Hubris did not grant them immortality. It led them to folly. In this moment, you, the anointed, remain steadfast, unscathed, and ascending from the remnants of their thwarted designs. The virtuous shall stand firm, their legacy enduring through the ages. Psalm 112:6. Isn't it comforting to realize that you need not engage in battle? Is it not profound that the very instrument they wield to bring you harm is, in truth, the catalyst of their own downfall? Their pride leads to their ruin, and celestial fairness guarantees that no level of hubris can ever eclipse the purpose and safeguarding bestowed upon your existence. For, the Almighty transforms their confinement into a platform. When the unrighteous are confined, it transcends mere physical restraint. Have you ever pondered the reasons behind their descent being so visible, so unmistakable? That confinement is not merely a punishment. It serves as a platform for transformation, a sacred realm where the Almighty reveals His unparalleled power to bring low the arrogant and ensure their reckoning. For the Sovereign has decreed, and who can oppose His will? His hand reaches forth, and who can resist its call? Isaiah 14:27. For those who have dedicated their existence to deceit, cunning, and subjugation, confinement reveals their true reflection. Deprived of their influence and facade, they must face the reality they have long evaded, the pain they have inflicted, and the sacred order they once defied. Have you observed how the powerful often experience the most profound downfalls? This is not merely a chance occurrence. It is the unfolding of divine justice. This is not merely a descent from favor. It is a profound awakening for all to behold. Those who once strode with pride, showcasing their power and riches, now find themselves humbled and stripped of their grandeur. Their honors, possessions, and self-constructed dominions dissolve into nothingness. They have stepped down from their thrones, now confronting the profound impact of their decisions in a direct and personal manner. The hubris of humanity shall be cast down, and the pride of mortals shall be subdued. On that day, only the Sovereign One shall be lifted high. Isaiah 2:17. And here lies a deep revelation. The divine does not conceal this journey. Their confinement serves as a profound teaching moment, a striking reminder of the consequences faced by those who challenge celestial command and oppose the anointed. It seems that the divine employs their misfortunes to convey a profound message. All are subject to His righteous judgment, no matter how invincible they appeared. No force of humanity can withstand the will of the Almighty. Contemplate the figure of King Nebuchadnezzar as portrayed in the sacred text of Daniel. He governed with unparalleled hubris, convinced that his realm was solely a product of his own strength. But what transpired? The Almighty brought him low, compelling him to exist as a creature of the wild until he recognized the supreme authority of the divine. The Supreme Being reigns over every realm upon the earth, bestowing authority upon whomever He desires. Daniel 4:32. When the unrighteous are restrained, their internal strife transforms into their most profound suffering. Shame, sorrow, and the burden of their choices envelop them. They have transcended the veil of deception surrounding their grasp on control. Now facing the profound truth of their decisions, do you perceive how this resonates in the existence of those who oppose you? Their decline transcends the physical realm, reaching into the spiritual emotional, and profoundly personal dimensions of existence. In the midst of turmoil, the anointed, whom adversaries wish to extinguish, persist in their ascent. You stand unscathed, enveloped in sacred guardianship, demonstrating to all that the essence of righteousness is both tangible and inescapable. The Almighty is my fortress and my protector. My spirit finds solace in Him, and He provides me with aid. Psalm 28:7. The profound nature of their downfall serves as a powerful lesson for all of humanity. Confinement is not merely a space of limitation. It is a platform for transformation. It is the place where the Almighty proclaims with great clarity, "Do not be misled. The Almighty cannot be ridiculed." A soul gathers the fruits of its own labor as they grapple with their shortcomings and witness their kingdom's fall. You steadfastly pursue your divine calling. Their hubris ignites the spark of their own undoing, and their demise stands as a solemn caution to those who would confront the anointed. Isn't it comforting to realize that no force of humanity, no plot, no act of tyranny can prevail against the righteousness of the divine? Imprisonment transcends mere punishment. It is a celestial proclamation of the ultimate authority of justice. 5. The thwarted attempt on a sacred life. When individuals conspire to extinguish a divinely appointed being, their intent is total annihilation. It is insufficient for them to merely bring about disturbances or present trivial challenges. They seek complete annihilation. They strive to undermine your essence, disrupt your tranquility, and bring your existence to desolation. Yet what they do not grasp is this: what is divinely appointed remains unbreakable. The Almighty is my guiding light and my source of salvation. Whom shall I dread? The Almighty is the fortress of my existence. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27:1. Every plot, every meticulously crafted snare, and every deliberate effort to bring you low is destined to falter before it even commences. What is the reason behind this? For the anointed bearers possess a celestial safeguard, an active defense that transcends mere passivity. It diligently counters those who conspire to bring about misfortune. Do you recall the tale of Daniel amidst the fierce lions? His adversaries plotted to cast him into a dark abyss filled with ravenous beasts, certain that their scheme would lead to his downfall. But what transpired? Not a single lion dared to approach him, for he was shielded by a higher power. The very snare intended for Daniel turned into the downfall of those who conspired against him. No force crafted in malice shall succeed against you, and you shall silence every voice that seeks to condemn you. The splendor of this celestial protection lies in its ability to transform the adversary's schemes into their own demise. Their deceptions fade, their bonds disintegrate, and their plans falter beneath the burden of their own making. It's not merely a setback, it's a celestial guiding hand at work. The instruments crafted to harm you transform into the means of their own undoing. Have you ever observed the seamless way in which divine safeguarding operates? Your adversaries invest their energy, time, and resources into their schemes, only to witness their efforts unravel before their eyes. Envision the exasperation they feel upon discovering that their might, regardless of its magnitude, holds no sway over the divine design for your existence. There exists no understanding, no foresight, no strategy that can prevail against the Almighty. Consider the tale of Haman as recounted in the book of Esther. He devoted every moment of his existence to devising schemes aimed at the ruin of Mordecai and the Jewish people, constructing gallows in eager expectation of their demise. But his intentions did not merely falter, they unraveled in unexpected ways. Haman met his fate upon the very structure he had built for others, a poignant twist of destiny. This is the way celestial justice unfolds. Amidst it all, you, the anointed, stand unwavering. Your essence remains unyielding, your tranquility preserved, and your existence flourishes onward. They fail to grasp its essence. How could one emerge untouched after all that has transpired? The response is clear and straightforward. The safeguarding of the selected is unwavering and resolute. Their thwarted attempt on life transcends mere failure, becoming a profound lesson in humility. Your experience transforms into a sacred declaration. It serves as a tangible testament to the immense strength and unwavering loyalty of the Almighty. Upon the awakening to the truth that their endeavors merely illuminate His magnificence, they must confront the consequences of their deeds. Yet the Almighty remains steadfast, providing you with strength and safeguarding you against the forces of darkness. 2 Thessalonians 3:3. In the meantime, you press on, steadfast and unwavering. Their instruments of conflict bore no fruit. Their plans fell short. Instead, their failure stands as a testament to the supreme authority of the divine. It serves as a profound reminder that no earthly force can oppose the divine intentions set forth by the Creator. Isn't it comforting to realize that regardless of the schemes devised against you, they are destined to fail? With the Almighty guiding you, each challenge transforms into a chance to reveal His magnificence, demonstrating that His intentions for you are unyielding. 6. The transformation of positions. Life possesses an uncanny ability to alter the narrative. Wouldn't you agree? For those selected, this shift in roles transcends mere chance. It is celestial verse. Those who once conspired against you, orchestrated events, and tugged at the threads to govern your existence, now they stand in a realm beyond comprehension, devoid of strength. The Almighty orchestrates all things to their destined conclusion, including the unrighteous for a time of reckoning. Proverbs 16:4. Their unwavering efforts to control your fate have ultimately unraveled, and now their destiny teeters on the edge of uncertainty. They once flourished in dominion, orchestrating their actions in shadows, convinced they possessed every advantage. Yet, what they failed to comprehend was that they had never possessed true dominion from the outset. Their hubris obscured the truth that the divine has always been the genuine architect of your narrative. The intentions of the Almighty remain steadfast for eternity, and the desires of His Spirit endure across all ages. Psalm 33:11. Do you perceive how swiftly the fortunes shift? In one fleeting instant, they weave their menacing schemes, conspiring against your rise and determining the course of your destiny. In the following moment, they find themselves subject to powers that transcend their own existence. Their once mighty strength, held with such pride, has been taken from them, rendering them bare and defenseless. Have you ever reflected on a moment when someone failed to recognize the safeguarding presence surrounding you, only to confront the repercussions of their own choices? The narrative of Haman in the Book of Esther beautifully illustrates this profound shift in roles. Haman constructed a towering structure for Mordecai, filled with certainty in his scheme to bring about his downfall. Yet by the will of the Almighty, it was Haman who met his fate upon those very gallows. This was not merely justice, it was a manifestation of celestial harmony, a poignant reminder that no one can alter the fate that has been divinely ordained. This transcends mere loss of power for your adversaries. It signifies a profound transformation in roles. The individuals who once believed themselves untouchable now find themselves in a state of anticipation, observing and confronting the repercussions they assumed were meant for others. Those who once reveled in the mastery of fate now find themselves mere observers of their own unraveling. The Almighty renders the plans of the peoples void. He disrupts the intentions of the nations. Psalm 33:10. This turning of events is not driven by vengeance. It is a pursuit of righteousness. It is a journey of witnessing the unfolding of divine promises, revealing an undeniable testament to the supreme authority at work. Do you recall the tale of Joseph? His brothers conspired against him, casting him into bondage, believing they had banished him from their existence. Years later, Joseph emerged as a powerful figure in Egypt, the one who wielded the destiny of many within his grasp. As your adversaries flounder in confusion over their disintegrating schemes and lost ground, you ascend. Those who seek to obstruct your path only serve to drive you deeper into the destiny that has been divinely ordained for you. How profound is the realization that their deeds could not alter the fate that awaits you. The divine guides the path of those who find joy in his presence. Though he may falter, he shall not be cast down, for he is supported by a higher power. Psalm 37:23-24. This is not mere chance. It is the unfolding of a higher plan. The roles have transformed, and the truth resonates profoundly. The anointed are always shielded from the whims of their adversaries. Instead, their adversaries transform into a testament to the unwavering force of divine justice. As they observe their aspirations disintegrate before their eyes, find solace in hope. Their demise is not a reflection of your power, but rather a testament to the divine will at play. The shifting of roles stands as a testament to unwavering faith, a reminder that nothing can alter what has been destined for you. 7. In moments of divine silence, there lies a purpose beyond our understanding. Have you ever experienced the deep yearning of your soul, calling out for a response, only to be enveloped in an echoing stillness? It is indeed disconcerting when those who oppose you are boisterous and unyielding, while the celestial realm remains still. It is natural to question whether the heavens are heeding your pleas. Yet, behold the reality. The quiet of the Almighty is not an indication of passivity, rather. It is a deliberate plan at work. Remain tranquil in the presence of the Almighty and await his guidance with unwavering patience. Do not be troubled by the triumphs of others as they pursue their misguided paths and enact their malevolent designs. Reflect upon the wisdom of Psalm 37, verse 7. In moments of divine silence, the presence is felt, watching and witnessing all that unfolds. Every scheme, every falsehood, and every assault is being documented with celestial accuracy. His silence is not a sign of neglect. It is a sacred readiness. He is preparing the ground for a profound revelation, a flawless and irrefutable manifestation of righteousness. Do you recall the tale of the Savior prior to his sacrifice? In the face of false accusations and ridicule during his trial, he remained silent, choosing not to defend his honor. His silence was not a sign of frailty. It was a deliberate and wise maneuver. He endured suffering and hardship, yet remained silent. He was guided to his fate with the innocence of a lamb, and like a sheep before those who would take from it, he remained silent, not uttering a word. Isaiah 53:7. His quietude unveiled the profound malevolence of his adversary, preparing the way for a triumphant culmination through renewal. The quietude of the Almighty operates similarly in your existence. It is a celestial arrangement, a meticulously planned strategy that leads your adversaries to think they have triumphed. They misinterpret his silence as a void, emboldening their deeds and unwittingly crafting their own demise. This is not a consequence for you, rather, it is a revelation for them. For all that is veiled shall be unveiled, and nothing obscured shall remain unknown. Luke 12:2. Have you observed how the passage of time unveils the authentic essence of individuals? If the Almighty intervened without delay, the true extent of their malevolence might remain hidden forever. Yet in his patience, he unveils their true motives, granting all a clear view of their inevitable collapse. Contemplate the figure of Pharaoh in the book of Exodus. He persistently denied the release of the Israelites, continually hardening his heart in defiance. With every denial, his pride swelled, yet so too did the enormity of his impending downfall. The timing of the Almighty is not a matter of delay. It is a purposeful design. For this very reason, I have elevated you to demonstrate my might, so that my name may be declared throughout the world. Exodus 9:16. It transcends mere retribution. It is about illuminating the truth that their own actions have led them to this fate. When the divine acts, there is clarity and certainty. Free from doubt, his silence evolves into the most profound response, a testament to his unparalleled insight and perfect timing. Can you perceive how his stillness is not an indication of forsakenness, but rather a deliberate approach towards your greatest triumph? Contemplate the tale of Job. In the midst of his trials, it felt as though the heavens were hushed, permitting the adversary to strike without mercy. Ultimately, the Almighty renewed Job's blessings, demonstrating unwavering faithfulness and righteousness. The Almighty bestowed greater blessings upon the latter days of Job's existence than upon the earlier ones. Job 42:12. In the moments of anticipation, the divine presence is orchestrating events beyond your sight. Each pause is intentional. Each moment of stillness is woven into a grand design, guiding you toward your destined victory. And when he finally acts, it is with a speed that is both exact and inescapable. The Almighty is not tardy in fulfilling his vow, as some perceive delay. Rather, he embodies patience, desiring that none should face destruction, but that all may turn towards redemption. 2 Peter 3:9. In moments when the heavens appear quiet, find solace and strength. Be aware that he observes, anticipates, and prepares the way for a triumph beyond your wildest dreams. His silence is a profound presence, a testament to his guiding influence. It is the radiance of his divine plan. 8. Existence versus legacy. Your adversaries believed that their victory would be complete upon your downfall. They sought not merely to disturb your tranquility or obstruct your journey. They sought to obliterate your very being from the fabric of reality. Yet, behold the paradox. In their relentless pursuit to extinguish your existence, they obliterated something of far greater significance, their sacred legacy. Those who seek to ensnare others may find themselves ensnared instead. Should one set a stone in motion, it shall return upon them wisdom and insight from ancient teachings. Each act of malevolence, every plot, and every utterance of defamation they directed towards you has sown the very seeds of their own demise. As they labored relentlessly to undermine you, they inadvertently crafted a legacy of their own, a legacy marked by dishonor and ignominy. What they failed to foresee was your unwavering strength. You transcended their assaults. You flourished despite their presence. Isn't it profound how the strength of divine safeguarding is revealed when the very tools meant to harm you transform into the means of your witness? The narrative of Joseph in Genesis serves as a profound reminder of this truth. His brothers, engulfed in envy, cast him into bondage, convinced they had extinguished his aspirations and obliterated his destiny. Yet the Almighty had a different design in mind. Joseph's existence transformed into a testament of victory as his brothers struggled with the burden of their choices. Your intentions may have been to bring harm, yet a higher purpose transformed it into something good, achieving what is currently unfolding, the preservation of countless lives. Genesis 50:20. Your adversaries are not unlike that. Their efforts to bring you down only magnified your truth. As shadows of the past linger, known solely for their transgressions, your existence shines forth as a luminous symbol of hope and triumph. They believed they could stifle your narrative, yet all they achieved was amplifying it, a testament to the strength and unwavering presence of the divine. The remembrance of the virtuous brings forth grace, while the legacy of the malevolent shall decay. As you ascend, they descend. It is by divine design. It is the will of the heavens. The divine orchestrated events so that their intentions to bring you down would result in your upliftment. Instead, in their fervent quest to conclude your tale, they unknowingly sealed their own fate. Their legacy stands as a testament to pride, malice, and failure, while yours radiates with the brilliance of endurance and unwavering faith. Do you perceive the divine influence in your life, transforming each challenge into a foundation for something more profound? Reflect upon the tale of Saul of Tarsus. Prior to his metamorphosis into Paul, in his fervent pursuit, Saul aimed to extinguish the light of faith and stifle the echoes of devotion. Yet his legacy of devastation transformed the instant he met the Savior on the road to Damascus. His existence was renewed, and his newfound calling illuminated the darkness of his former life. For I am aware of the intentions I hold for you, proclaims the Almighty. Intentions to bring you prosperity and not to bring you harm. Intentions to bestow upon you hope and a promising future. The purpose laid out for you is undeniably significant. The very adversity intended to stifle your voice transforms into the cornerstone of your witness. Their plots could never diminish your essence, for the divine presence was ever guiding you. As they schemed in arrogance, the Almighty orchestrated your triumph. Their demise serves not merely as retribution, but as a profound teaching, a solemn reminder of the consequences that arise when hubris and wickedness are allowed to flourish unrestrained. In the meantime, your legacy stands as a testament to the divine ability to transform what was intended for harm into something truly remarkable. And we understand that in every circumstance, the divine orchestrates for the benefit of those who cherish him, who have been summoned in alignment with his grand design. Romans 8:28. In the face of adversity, where others may falter, your journey shines brightly, serving as a beacon of hope and inspiration. Your existence serves as a testament that when the divine guides our path, the essence of life triumphs over mere legacy. You embody the undeniable truth that no scheme of ruin can prevail against what is meant to flourish by divine will. 9. The instant shift. Have you ever experienced a moment so abrupt and transformative that it unmistakably felt like it was guided by a higher force? When the divine acts, it is not slow or understated. It is rapid, unequivocal, and transcends human understanding. He transcends the constraints of time. In an instant, he possesses the power to unravel what has been painstakingly crafted over countless years. As the sacred texts reveal, he renders the mighty powerless and diminishes the leaders of this realm to mere shadows. Isaiah 40:23, his dominion is unparalleled, and his timing is eternally flawless. Have you encountered an individual who has become so entrenched in their authority that they perceive themselves as invulnerable? Those who once held their heads high, proclaiming their might and sway, may discover themselves humbled in an instant. This sudden transformation unveils the enigmatic nature of divine justice. The adversaries of the anointed frequently become complacent in their standings, confusing fleeting triumphs for everlasting dominion. They believe that their cunning plans, deceitful tactics, and hubris will protect them from the repercussions of their actions. Yet they overlook the profound truth that the quietude of the Almighty is not a sign of frailty, but rather a deliberate plan. Reflect upon the tale of King Belshazzar, as recounted in Daniel 5. In a moment of supreme hubris, he dared to challenge the Almighty by employing hallowed vessels of the temple amidst a grand celebration. In that very instant, the Almighty rendered his decree. The enigmatic inscription upon the wall foretold his destiny, and that fateful night his realm was seized from him. This moment exemplifies the rapidity with which divine justice unfolds when the appointed hour arrives. As the sacred words proclaim, many, tekel, parsin, Daniel 5:25-28, serves as a poignant reminder that no earthly arrogance can withstand the power of higher authority. Have you ever witnessed a moment when an individual's hubris resulted in their swift undoing? This is the way the divine works. When he acts, the downfall is swift and unchangeable. Those who once basked in the glow of pride and arrogance are swiftly brought to their knees. In a moment, they rise to the pinnacle, wielding power over others, orchestrating circumstances, and delighting in their intricate designs. In the following moment, they find themselves bereft of all that once was: authority, prominence, and the admiration of those they previously governed. The sacred scripture proclaims this profound reality, stating, "For the sovereign Lord has decreed, and who can oppose his will? His hand reaches forth, and who can resist its call?" Isaiah 14:27 serves as a profound reminder of the invincibility of the divine's intentions. Have you ever pondered the reasons behind the divine timing of actions? Contemplate the figure of Pharaoh as depicted in the sacred narrative of Exodus. His defiance against the divine directive to liberate the Israelites resulted in one of the most profound transformations in history. The might of the Pharaoh appeared unyielding, yet when the divine intervened, his dominion vanished in a heartbeat. The great waters consumed his legion, obliterating the power he once commanded. What might your existence resemble if you embraced the sacred rhythm of the universe, even in moments of profound stillness? For those who oppose the favored, this sudden transformation serves as a profound awakening. Their demise stands as a profound reflection of the Supreme's unparalleled might and perfect timing. Amidst the unraveling of all they once held dear, the anointed remains steadfast, enveloped in celestial guardianship. This profound reality resonates in the words of Hebrews. Once more, I will shake not only the earth, but also the heavens. Hebrews 12:26. When the Almighty chooses to act, his movements resonate throughout both the earthly and celestial domains, affirming his supreme power without question. For the selected few, this momentous transformation transcends mere triumph. It stands as a profound testament. It stands as a testament to the undeniable and relentless nature of divine justice. As your adversaries are vanquished, their defeat stands as a testament to the supreme authority of the Almighty, a proclamation that no earthly scheme can change His sacred purpose. And as Paul reminds us in Romans, if the Almighty stands by our side, who can possibly oppose us? Romans 8:31 poses a profound inquiry, serving as a compelling reminder that no power can obstruct the divine intentions set forth for your existence. Do you perceive the subtle guidance at work, shifting circumstances in your favor in ways beyond human understanding? When the transformation occurs, it is unmistakable. It inspires reverence for His might, and you stand as a testament to His unwavering devotion. So, find strength within yourself. The same divine presence that delivers swift retribution to those who oppose you is the one who guarantees your triumph. 10:15. The essence of spiritual resilience. Have you ever pondered how the selected endure challenges that would shatter the rest? As adversaries weave their intricate designs, assured in their machinations, the anointed stand firm, resolute in their might, and unwavering in their mission. This resilience is a sacred gift, a profound strength that transcends mere chance or willpower. It is the sacred blessing from the Almighty, yet the Almighty remains steadfast, providing you with strength and safeguarding you from malevolent forces. The perseverance of the chosen is not rooted in their own might. It is centered on the profound force that resides within them. While many falter beneath the burden of challenges, those selected are upheld by a force transcending their own existence. It is this sacred protection, this celestial shield, that baffles those who oppose them. Repeatedly, plans unravel, snares misfire, and efforts to bring about their downfall prove inadequate. Their adversaries find themselves in a state of despair and confusion, unable to grasp the futility of their endeavors. Do you recall the profound expressions found in the Psalms, as spoken by David? The Almighty is my fortress and my protector. My spirit finds solace in Him, and He guides me with His grace. My spirit soars with elation, and through my melody, I offer my adoration. Psalm 28:7. This is the hidden truth of the anointed. Their power is not derived from themselves, but flows directly from the Almighty. This protection does not imply that the selected are free from suffering or hardship. They encounter trials, obstacles, and periods of struggle, just as all beings do. Yet there exists a distinction. They remain unconquered. Their essence remains unblemished, for divine guardianship guarantees their ultimate triumph. No force crafted in malice shall succeed against you, and you shall silence every voice that seeks to condemn you. Reflect on the story of Joseph, who was betrayed by his own brothers and subsequently faced false accusations that led to his imprisonment. To the untrained eye, his predicament could have appeared utterly desolate, but Joseph bore a sacred protection. Each obstacle served as a stepping stone toward his true calling, and every effort to bring him down was destined to falter. His tale serves as a reminder that the selected are not merely shielded, but also destined for greatness through their challenges. Have you experienced this in your own journey? Moments when challenges arose, yet rather than shattering your spirit, they unveiled the profound power of the divine that resides within you. The endeavors of those opposed to the anointed invariably culminate in failure. Their deceptions fade, their bonds weaken, and their schemes disintegrate beneath the force of celestial guardianship. They come to understand that no power in existence can surpass the divine intention. As the sacred writings proclaim, The divine strengthens the path of those who find joy in his presence. Though he may falter, he shall not be cast down, for he is supported by a higher power. Psalm 37:23-24. This divine protection is a reflection of the strength found in the sacred blessing. The selected stand as undeniable evidence that the divine purpose remains unbroken. Their survival transcends mere triumph. It stands as a testament to the unparalleled authority of the divine. For the Almighty, your Creator, walks alongside you, battling your foes to grant you triumph. Deuteronomy 24. When adversaries behold the anointed standing resolute, it acts as a profound reminder of the supreme power at play. They may plot, launch their assaults, and strive for ruin, yet their endeavors shall eternally be in vain. The selected essence remains impervious, for it is upheld by the very hand of the Creator. Isn't it reassuring to realize that your power is derived not from your own abilities, but from the one who encompasses all creation within his grasp? While others waver in the face of adversity, you stand resolute. While others falter, you stand resolute. This transcends mere existence. It embodies a sacred resilience, and it stands as a testament that the favored are never wholly subject to the whims of their adversaries. Their power is derived from the Almighty, and no force can withstand it. Chapter 11. The dichotomy of confinement, both corporeal and ethereal. Imprisonment is frequently perceived as a corporeal retribution, a realm where liberty is relinquished, and souls are confined within the cold embrace of iron and stone. Yet for those who stand in opposition to the anointed, confinement assumes a profoundly greater significance. It is not solely their physical forms that are restricted. Their very souls are also bound. Though adversaries may endure the confines of earthly prisons, the true retribution transcends the tangible, delving into the depths of the soul. Envision a confinement where the barriers are not merely tangible, but are woven from the threads of remorse, shame, and the heavy awareness of having confronted something sacred and revered. In the quiet of their isolation, they confront the reality they labored tirelessly to reject. Each malevolent act, each self-serving choice, every plot fueled by arrogance now reflects back upon them, and the weight of their spiritual transgressions grows insurmountable. Have you ever pondered how the burden of guilt can confine a soul more thoroughly than the strongest of bars? This sacred confinement is unavoidable. No wealth, authority, or dominion can liberate them from the anguish of their own soul. They may don a facade of confidence, striding forth with an air of indifference, yet within, they are bound by unseen chains. Their thoughts echo with past missteps, ensnaring them in an unending loop of remorse and sorrow. Malice begets its own consequences, ensnaring the malevolent in the very threads of their transgressions. Proverbs 5:22. In the midst of adversity, the favored ones, whom others wish to bring down, flourish abundantly. Their existence remains shielded from the malevolent forces aimed at them, their souls liberated and unencumbered. This profound dichotomy between the liberation of the virtuous and the spiritual confinement of the malevolent embodies the essence of true justice. Reflect upon Judas Iscariot, who turned against the sacred for a mere 30 pieces of silver. Even after he enacted his treachery, the weight of his remorse enveloped him. No treasure could alleviate the burden of his remorse. When Judas, who had turned against him, witnessed the condemnation of Jesus, he was overwhelmed with regret. Matthew 27:3. The anguish of the soul drove Judas to his tragic end, a striking illustration of how the shackles of the spirit can surpass any physical retribution. Do you perceive the workings of celestial justice? The impact extends beyond mere external repercussions. It penetrates the innermost depths of the spirit, revealing the essence of truth and demanding responsibility. Though external chains may be cast aside, the anguish within remains ever present. Those who oppose the anointed bear the heavy burden of their own failure, not only in their plots, but in their rebellion against the Almighty. For we are aware of the one who proclaimed, "Vengeance is mine, I will bring recompense," and once more, the Almighty shall render judgment upon his creation. Hebrews 10:3. Oh, the permanence of this punishment is what renders it so profoundly impactful. Though the chains of the body may be broken, the soul's bondage endures. It transcends mere confinement. It embodies a profound entrapment within an unyielding cycle of self-reproach. Can you envision existing each day with the awareness that you have been overcome by a force far beyond your own, a celestial order from which there is no escape? The distinction is evident as those who oppose you grapple with their own remorse and sorrow. You ascend as they remain ensnared in the relentless struggles of their souls. You traverse the path illuminated by the divine intention laid out for you. Their efforts to bring you down only serve to illuminate the strength of the divine shield surrounding your existence. This duality of confinement, both corporeal and ethereal, serves as the profound testament to the supreme authority of the divine. The tangible confines pale in comparison to the profound anguish of realizing they have succumbed to celestial retribution. Their retribution is not merely fleeting, it endures as a perpetual reminder that no soul can evade the repercussions of their deeds when the higher power reigns supreme. 12. The divine's judgment is precise. Have you ever observed how the divine justice unfolds with perfect order and purpose? His fury is not a manifestation of chaotic devastation. It is exact, deliberate, and purposeful. When the malevolent believe they have evaded retribution, they fail to recognize a fundamental reality. The divine operates with purpose and intention. Each step he undertakes is intentional, aimed precisely at the heart of what is most significant, for the Almighty embodies righteousness. Fortunate are those who patiently await his arrival. Isaiah 30:18, in contrast to the vengeful actions of humanity, which may aim to inflict pain without reason, the divine response is always intentional and meaningful. It is always about the profound lessons that guide us towards enlightenment. It is a journey towards healing, responsibility, and righteousness. He does not merely address the outward manifestations of wrongdoing, he delves into the essence of it. For those who conspire against the anointed, his deeds pierce the core of their arrogance and self-importance, revealing the falsehoods of dominion and influence they cherished so deeply. Have you ever pondered why certain individuals experience their greatest trials in the most profound ways? Is it possible that a higher power is speaking to a truth that transcends mere behavior? Contemplate the figure of Pharaoh as depicted in the sacred narrative of Exodus. His hubris led him to think he could challenge the divine directive to liberate the Israelites. Yet the divine afflictions were not mere capricious acts of devastation. Each lesson was a deliberate strike, carefully unraveling the foundations of Pharaoh's dominion and the deceptive deities of Egypt. When the Almighty intervened at the Red Sea, The entirety of Pharaoh's forces was obliterated, shattering the facade of his supremacy. Isn't it reassuring to understand that divine justice is unwavering, reaching beyond mere appearances to confront the very essence of what lies beneath? This is the meticulous accuracy of his fury. The wayward often failed to see the link between their ruin and the very actions they have planted in the world. They may forfeit their riches, standing, or esteem, yet these are but fleeting manifestations. The ultimate retribution resides in the fracturing of their identity, their conviction in their own indomitability. The divine does not merely strip away worldly possessions. He unravels the core of their arrogance and sense of safety. Arrogance precedes ruin, and a lofty spirit leads to a downfall. Wisdom from Ancient Teachings, Chapter 16, Verse 18. Reflect upon the figure of King Nebuchadnezzar as depicted in the sacred text of Daniel. His arrogance compelled him to proclaim that his might alone had forged the magnificent realm of Babylon, yet the divine humbled him, compelling him to dwell as a beast of the field until he recognized the supremacy of the Almighty. The grandeur of Nebuchadnezzar's empire stood unblemished, yet the foundation of his pride lay in ruins. A precise intervention of celestial judgment intended to bring forth humility. Those who tread the path of arrogance can be brought low by his hand. Daniel 4:37. Have you witnessed or encountered a moment where an individual's pride resulted in their profound humbling? What insights does this provide regarding the divine approach to arrogance? The depth of divine justice lies in its ability to impart wisdom not only to those who face consequences, but also to all who witness its unfolding. His actions resonate as a profound testament that all are subject to the inevitable hand of justice. They serve as a reminder to humanity that the timing of the Almighty is flawless, his deeds intentional, and his mission unwavering. When the Almighty moves, clarity reigns supreme. His fury is not driven by a desire to annihilate for the sake of annihilation. It is a journey towards harmony, imparting the essence of modesty and awakening all to the supreme power that reigns above. Do you perceive how his sense of justice is crafted not merely to penalize, but to enlighten and guide? The teachings resonate profoundly. No being can challenge the sacred order without facing the repercussions. While the fury of humanity is shrouded in its own wrath, the divine fury is steered by profound understanding, guaranteeing that fairness prevails and healing can occur for the selected individuals. This accuracy serves as a testament to the profound safeguarding bestowed upon them by the Almighty. For those who oppose, it is a clear proclamation that no plot or force can withstand the divine purpose. Do not be misled. The sacred cannot be disrespected. A soul gathers the fruits of its own actions. The divine response is perpetually appropriate, consistently timely, and inherently just. It pierces through the essence of the issue, instilling unwavering certainty in the supremacy of his command. As the unrighteous are brought low and their arrogance stripped away, the faithful ascend, their voices magnified by divine righteousness. In the magnificent design of existence, each strand is intricately interlaced with intention, and every deed, be it virtuous or malevolent, bears the significance of its repercussions. The anointed, despite encountering tempests, trials, and treachery, hold firm in their resolve. Their strength is drawn not from personal prowess, but from the sacred safeguarding of a force that transcends all earthly might. For those who conspire against you, the anointed, no scheme, power, or trickery can withstand the unwavering accuracy of celestial retribution. The quiet of the Almighty does not signify his distance. It is his divine plan. His fury, precise and intentional, dismantles the pride and arrogance of the wicked, ensuring that justice is delivered at the most profound level. The tides of fate are ever shifting. The adversaries of the anointed may stride with assurance for a season, yet their judgment is certain to come in this existence or the one to come. Their attempts to obliterate the anointed merely accelerate their own demise. Their legacy disintegrates, their influence wanes, and their machinations are laid bare for all to witness. In this moment, the selected ascend, empowered, unwavering, and shining with unparalleled brilliance. Ultimately, it is not the might of the adversary that triumphs, but the unwavering strength of celestial guardianship and righteousness. The selected are not simply those who endure, they are living embodiments of divine fidelity. Their existence serves as a testament that no force devised against them shall prevail. To all who receive this message, find solace in your hearts. Understand that you are selected, safeguarded, and profoundly cherished. No plan, no assault, no power can withstand the divine intention set upon your existence. Have faith in the unfolding of his plan, draw upon his unwavering power, and rest assured that his sense of justice is flawless and arrives precisely when needed. Gratitude for traversing this sacred contemplation. May you stride with assurance, for the same divine presence that champions your cause will also manifest his righteousness. May the abundance of his grace envelop your existence, bringing you serenity, direction, and steadfast belief. Remain steadfast and keep in mind, the ultimate triumph belongs to the Almighty, and through him it is also yours. If this message speaks to your spirit, share it with others. Embrace this message to demonstrate your solidarity. Share it with those in need of upliftment, and together let us illuminate the path of divine righteousness. Your involvement serves as a beacon of inspiration for others, nurturing the dialogue that connects us all. Together, let us awaken the world to the truth that with the divine, the chosen shall not be hindered,